Pat McDonald.
Hey, Rodney Smith.
And hi, everyone. Welcome to Watch It, Play It Table Talk. In this weekly segment, I propose a gaming-related topic, share my initial thoughts on it, and then it's going to be our initial thoughts, isn't it?
Well, I guess one of us has to go first.
Good point. So I'll invite your responses through the YouTube comments and your own videos that I'll compile into next week's Table Talk Back segment, and that way we can all participate in the conversation. This topic actually came to me from one of our viewers, Keith Collins, who said, why don't you talk about gaming taboos? Which I thought was kind of a neat topic, right? The things that, I don't know, I don't necessarily want to focus on individual quirks. Like, I'm sure there's a few things that would bother me, but I'm thinking more of it in a general sense. You know, like, what are some consensus things that maybe we would agree on are things you shouldn't do in a gaming setting or gaming group?
You sure this topic isn't a little too taboo?
I think we can handle it.
All right.
We'll see. So, I don't know, did you have any trouble coming up with some ideas here?
Oh, you know, I might have thought of one or two.
All right, well, hit me with one.
Well, I think I'm going to need a drum roll.
Okay. You want fireworks too?
Thou shalt not imply house rules without giving adequate detail ahead of time.
This is hard. Very godlike.
Thank you.
Okay, so house rules? Are you saying no house rules?
No, I don't mind house rules. It's more, sometimes you'll be halfway through a game and then somebody will be like, oh, actually we play with like this variant or we play with this rules. I mean, a lot of games have variants and alternate rules.
Like official variants.
Official, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah, which are kind of like a house rule in a way if you don't know that it's being used in the game you're playing.
Yeah, and it can be pretty detrimental emotionally.
Right.
And actually to the game, you know?
Well, for
like
sure,
you get halfway through and then you never know.
I think it's weird too because some people don't realize that they're using a house rule because either they were taught with the house rule or you know they just have been using it for so long they forget it's a house rule.
Yeah, like you go back to like, you know, classic Monopoly.
Right, of course. Good example.
Everybody thinks free parking is real.
Right.
Like they think that's a real thing.
Or they forget about auctions if you don't choose to buy the location. Right?
Or the limits on how many houses and hotels you can play at a time. Yeah. Like,
yeah. So it's not even like in that situation people must be forgiven for it because they don't realize that they are house ruling. Yeah. But I think as a general rule, right, if you're going to use a house rule, and especially if you have someone new coming into the game group who isn't familiar with your particular ways of playing the games, yeah, I think you have to announce that up front, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I've got one. Oh, thank you. Thou shalt not bring Cheetos to game group. Cheetos is probably too specific. Do you think they have Cheetos in the States?
Probably not.
Oh, they must. They must have Cheetos or some kind of like cheesy, you know, messy food.
I know there's some sort of chocolate bar they don't have, like caramel.
No, they have caramel. They don't have Smarties.
Smarties?
No, they have Smarties, but they have like weird Smarties.
Are they like dummies?
They're like our Rockets. Oh, dummies. No, they're like our Smarties are like M&M's. This is a total sidetrack. Okay, so the main point here I think is don't bring messy.
That's a good one. Sidetracking?
Oh, don't sidetrack?
Yeah, like when, you know how like people are in the middle of taking their turn and then it's obvious that they're about to take their turn and then someone's like, oh, hey man, did you see that like video the other day? And it's like, whoa, we're playing a game. Like,
or I don't even like necessarily when someone, if you're going to take a break from the table, don't do it just as your turn's coming up. Right?
Yeah.
Like you got to make that bathroom break. Okay, fine. But wait until your turn's over and then immediately run off.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheetos.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, we got sidetracked.
We did get sidetracked there. So I think it's okay to bring some messy food to the table. Honestly, I'm relaxing about that. I used to be pretty uptight about it, but I find I'm a little more relaxed. I think in part because I know our game group and I feel confident that if someone was to spill their drink all over my game, I feel like they would replace it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
I'd buy you two.
Yeah. I think people would be good about it. I'm a little concerned if it's a game I haven't shot a video for yet that I have to shoot one for. Then I might be a little more uptight. But otherwise, I think I'm pretty comfortable about it. And I think our group is pretty respectful. You know, it's like they eat with one hand, they play with the other. It's, you know, they're not mixing hands. That's a no-no. But go ahead.
Well, it's funny you say respectful. That kind of brings me up to the next one.
Oh yeah, what's that?
I need the drum roll.
Oh, sorry. Of course.
Thou shalt pay attention to thine surroundings and those who dwell upon it.
Okay. What do you mean?
Well, like the whole thing about being respectful, you know, depending on what game group you're in and what friends you're hanging out with, you kind of need to know how it's okay to talk. you know, like we're all adults. You know,
behavior.
Some people will, you know, curse, carry on a bit, you know, poke fun at each other.
Yeah, sometimes Luke comes to our game group. Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they come with me,
Yeah.
and I know I would be uncomfortable if people in the game group were being a little more casual with their language. You know, so yeah, I would certainly appreciate if people were being respectful. I think the problem is sometimes people get very caught up in their own enjoyment, right? And so they're having fun and they're just saying and behaving how they would want to be, and they're not thinking about how that might be affecting other people. So yeah, I think a general awareness of your surroundings and who you're with. Because I think you and I, we might joke differently alone playing a game compared to maybe with a bigger group. We might just be more relaxed and casual. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's just certain things, you know, like some people don't want to be talked to in a certain way. Some people don't want to be touched, you know. So.
That reminds me, we were playing, what were we playing? Black Fleet?
Black Fleet,
yes. Yeah. And you reached across the table to pick up something. And I think I was reaching to like help you. And then I touched your hand.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like weird.
I kind of recoiled.
Yeah. And so then when you went back, and then I intentionally went and touched your hand and recoiled. It was like you could not reach it. It was so creepy and weird.
Yeah, it was.
Couldn't stop. But actually, that brings up another thing. Go ahead and give me a drum roll, because I got another one. All right. Thou shalt not move other people's pieces. Now, I don't mean like if you're trying to reach across the board to get like a draw card and it's just farther away from you, so someone picks it for you and passes it to you. Because I think that's just being courteous. But
I do that all the time.
Yeah, but if you want to move your piece on the board and someone else thinks they know what you're going to do, or they even know what you're going to do, and they go pick up your piece and move it for you, I feel like that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
I feel like it's breaking like the distance thing, you know, like if you get too close to somebody, there's a personal space. I feel like you have a gaming personal space as well. Like your player pieces have their own personal space. Don't be touching my piece.
A little bubble around it.
Right, let me move the piece. What do you think about that? Is that the general good rule?
Yeah, no, I agree. And it shouldn't come up that often, but I also feel, especially when you're looking at the point tracker and whatnot, it is a little weird to watch somebody else move your points. Because, sure, you know, you just got 10 points, they probably moved you 10 points, but you always have that little doubt, like, did they do it right?
Right, would they have counted as carefully as I would have
Yeah,
counted?
because they can, you know, I'm going to 1, 2, 3.
There's, it might just been a little more estimated. I think this looks like about 10 points.
Yeah, you know, who knows?
Yeah, good point.
I got another one.
All right, let's have it.
Thou shalt not be forthright.
All right, I'm going to need some help here. What do you mean?
Well, I find it's really important when somebody introduces a new game or just brings up, hey, I really want to try this, to discuss ahead of time exactly who knows how to play, or if anyone knows how to play, or how much they know how to play. Right.
So in other words, you don't get a bunch of people agreeing, yeah, I want to play that too, and they all sit down and then realize, oh.
Yeah, nobody knows what's going on. And I mean, I find that ridiculously fun. I love the idea of playing a game for the first time when nobody knows what the rules are.
Right, which is crazy. But it's also why I like you so much, because I do that to you all the time. Like, hey, Pep, I got this game I need to learn. I have no idea how to play it. Want to learn it with me?
But you're definitely very forthright about it. You tell me exactly how little or what you know about the rules.
So you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, so it's a lot easier. And
right, because some people would not necessarily agree to sit down and play a game if they thought the person presenting the game was learning it for the first time themselves, right? You might go, yeah, maybe I'll skip on this one. Yeah,
and it's definitely about the confidence too, where, you know, if I ask a question, I'd either like the answer or a no. Like, I don't know.
Right.
You know?
Forthright again.
Because we can look in the rule book if you're not sure. Right. But yeah.
Some people kind of gloss over and sort of just give you a quick answer to keep things moving.
Yeah.
Maybe, or to like mask, I don't really know the answer, and that's less than satisfying.
Now, admittedly, that's my rule in D&D. So I guess I shouldn't be.
Oh, you mean to sort of fudge it a little bit in D&D?
Yeah. That's the rule. Is I make the rule now, and I check it later, and I'll tell you later if I was wrong.
Yeah. I think that is kind of a common practice, though, in role-playing games, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's good practice.
Good practice, yeah. Keep things moving. Well, okay, I have another one. This one, do you want to give me a little drum roll for this one? Here we go. Thou shalt not judge a gamer by their appearance. Now, to be clear, I have no problem with judging people. I think you should judge people. Definitely. But I mean, I think you should judge by behavior. Right? Judge someone by how they behave, what they do with their actions. But I think there is a tendency, and this goes beyond gaming, just to judge people by their appearance. It could be a gender thing. You could see someone who's male or female and then make a judgment about kinds of games they're going to like or not like. And I'm not trying to be a hero with this one. I just think it's a I think it's just a good thing in general to be aware of, you know? Or you could like see someone who's younger or older and make a judgment call. I remember we had, in our game group, we were holding it in a more public location, we had an older lady, I think, come by. And
Scrabble lady.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, I think I was kind of like, what's this person doing? What are they coming over here for, right? It was my initial instinct in my head. And then I watched as, I think several people from our game group, didn't they go over and play?
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, did you play?
Yeah, I played.
Oh, okay, right.
She was great at Scrabble.
So, you know, if I had acted on my instincts there, you know, I missed opportunity to have someone participate and share their kind of gaming enjoyment with us, right?
Yeah, you know, it's like what my mother always says, don't judge a book by its cover, judge it by how it rolls down the stairs.
I'm learning more about your upbringing all the time, which informs me about so many things about you, Pep. So many things. Okay, one last thing before we get to the last thing. We're shooting here in Pep's apartment, which is a nice big open space, but it does create a bit of an echo, which I'm sure you've noticed.
It's
Just like that. I will try to correct that with better miking in the future. But I wanted to shoot somewhere different, because I think it's kind of nice to give you something different to look at. And then we both ended up wearing the same shirts and jeans. Yeah. Which, I mean, obviously, sometimes we coordinate our wardrobes. Who doesn't do that, right?
Hey, Rodney, what are you wearing in the game group tonight?
Whatever you're wearing. Yeah. But this was not planned. No, it wasn't. So sorry for that. But do we have another last maybe gaming taboo you want to share?
Sure, I got one more.
All right.
Thou shalt not declare the inadequacies of others.
Okay. Like, how do you mean?
I mean, you know, sometimes people make mistakes when they're playing a game, whether it's, you know, taking something that'll give them 4 points instead of 2 when they're playing golf. And, you know.
Okay, I get what you mean now.
Yeah. And then
you're saying they play suboptimally.
They make the wrong strategic choice.
Right.
Or what you think is the wrong strategic choice. Because that's even worse. Like, I think the only thing worse than
being called out.
Yeah, than being called out is being called out, and maybe the other person isn't even right about it, you know?
But they're very, very convinced.
Yeah, when it's literally, you could have taken this for more points, but you took this one, yeah maybe. But if it's like, oh, I don't think your strategy's right, it's like, well, maybe we should wait to the end of the game to play that out. And that's my rule in general is, you know, I would prefer if someone asked me at the end of the game if I had any advice about how the game went, I would say something, but I don't know. I generally don't like to bring it up. I'm sure I've done it before. I'm sure we've all done all of our faux pas before.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent point to make. It's not like we're sitting on our high horses here.
Mr. Eats Cheetos at the group.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I think it's a good point because even if it's coming from a place of I want to help this other player, it often comes across, I think, or can come across as you're calling someone out, you know, making them feel, you know, inadequate about what their choices are in the game.
Yeah, it's not necessarily going to make them improve. It's just going to make them second guess what they've already done. Right. Put them on tilt, maybe. You know, we're not playing blackjack, poker. We don't really.
It's probably a lot of it has to do with your delivery. I think if you were to say, hey, you know, like, I don't know, if you just propose it more as an idea than a, hey, that was stupid. I don't know, I guess you have to be careful too about guiding people because that could upset the other players at the table too.
That's true.
Are you trying to king make this other player?
Hey, so-and-so won the game. If only they didn't have somebody telling them every move to make.
That's probably another faux pas right there. You know what? There's probably several. I'd love to hear some of your ideas. Maybe you witnessed things. I'd love to hear stories too, like something crazy that happened during your game group or session. Just put those in the comments below or shoot a quick video. Again, try to keep it within 2 to 3 minutes. That certainly helps me with the editing, and I really appreciate that. It lets me fit more contributions in as well. And yeah, just send them in to me, and then we'll be able to share some of those in next week's Table Talk Back episode. Maybe you can join me for that as well.
Definitely.
Hope so. All right, until the next episode, thanks for watching. 3, 2, 1. Hey, Pep McDonald.
Should I like... Okay, let's
should we be like apart and then go...
Yeah. Like we don't even know the other's there.
Hey, Pep McDonald. Hey, Pep McDonald.
Hey, Rodney Smith.
Spitz.
Hey, Rodney Spitz.
I was online thinking, what am I going to talk about? And I asked Keith, he said, why don't you talk about gaming taboos? You know, like the... See you, Pep. Hey, Pep McDonald.
Hey, Rodney Smith.
And hi, everyone. Welcome to Watch It Play Table Talk. In this weekly segment, I propose my gaming-related...
Hey, Rodney.
Oh, I just want to do just this.
I know. I could do this for days.
I know. Okay. 3.
Do I look too much like a superhero like this?
No, you look great. 3, 2, 1.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I genuinely mean it. 3, 2, 1. I don't know. I mean, some things are probably personal, right? Like I just personally don't like certain things, but
like
some things
Coke.
like Coke,
Yeah.
like Coca-Cola, or did you mean Coke?
I did mean Coca-Cola.
3, 2, 1. Things that I felt were general rules. Did you come up with anything?
I thought we were gonna cut. But whenever someone makes an obviously glaring, horrible mistake,
Strategy-wise, you're saying.
strategy-wise and actually wise or emotionally in a game, don't tell them about it. Because you know what? They obviously don't care. Because if they cared, they wouldn't suck so damn much, you know? They would be good.
We lost the thread, everyone. We lost the thread.